it's really important that London recognises and celebrates the Ibero-American community that we have here. There's so many people from such a range of countries and backgrounds, from Africa, from South and Central America, and from Spain and Portugal in Europe, all around the world. We have people who speak Spanish and speak Portuguese who need to be recognised, and that means making sure that Spanish and Portuguese are on the Transport for London options when you go and buy tickets, that we're asking people to recognise themselves as Ibero-American when we're collecting data about people, making sure that we recognise and support the community when we're doing things like planning the celebrations in Trafalgar Square, looking at our history months and our education programmes in City Hall. I want to make sure the Ibero-American community within London is fully recognised as a very, very important group of people and group of citizens who are involved fully in London's life. It's so important that the next Mayor of London helps to support the Ibero-American community in practical ways. This means defending markets and clusters of businesses like at Ward's Corner, like at Latin Elephant, like at Little Portugal and Willesden Green. We have to make sure that we're not knocking down what is an important part of our heritage. These communities that have come to London and made a life for themselves and created these clusters of really important businesses. As Green on the London Assembly, I've supported Ward's Corner and Latin Elephant all the way through, and I'll continue to do this as Mayor. We also need to work more closely with churches, with community organisations, making sure they have secure spaces in which to work, that businesses can start up anew with a working rent, and make sure that we've got new spaces for new businesses to start as well. As a Green on the London Assembly or a Green Mayor, I'd make sure that we support these businesses, these community organisations in these very practical ways too. I think it's incredibly important that all our different communities in London are able to participate fully in our democracy. I will defend the right of EU citizens to continue voting in elections like the one for Mayor, and I want to make sure that residency, not citizenship, is the criteria for voting in all elections. This is what the Greens in Scotland have managed to win. Within City Hall, I'll also have a programme that's in my manifesto of practical support for migrants. This means helping the undocumented children that we still have in London to get regularised. It means making sure there's a path to citizenship for every resident in London. And it means standing up against the hostile environment that the Conservative government have put in place. Like the Ibero-American community, the Green Party is a global community. We are a global movement of sister Green parties all around the globe fighting for the same things. In London, we will stand up for closer links to Europe, where we have very, very strong Green parties and Green mayors running cities all over that continent, but also making links on a global level across pan-global issues like fighting against nuclear weapons and for a nuclear-free world. Things like defending precious, unique habitats like the Amazon rainforest, our oceans, and all the things that make up our natural ecosystem on which we depend. Greens have a unique philosophy in this way and a unique global outlook that I think we share with your community.